Prior to this, a suggestion via a channel member, guys. Let's go and jump into it. See where this takes us, guys.
Operation Catahoula Crunch is underway in Louisiana, but not without some pushback as protesters demonstrate against ICE's operations.
The DHS says they're already made dozens of arrests since launching operation last week.
Garrett Tenney joins us from New Orleans with the details. Garrett.
Hey, good morning, y'all. Both this operation and the protest against it really ramping up over the weekend. Border Patrol has been spending a lot of time in the city of Kenner, just outside of New Orleans. This area has the highest concentration of Hispanic residents in the state, and almost everywhere federal agents went over the weekend, crowds were following them, blowing whistles, honking horns, and yelling into megaphones to warn people that federal agents were in the area. As Commander Greg Bavino and his team went door to door looking for specific targets. At one point, some of the demonstrators even followed Bavino and his agents into a gas station to confront them as they were buying drinks. Despite those protests, Kenner's police chief tells Fox he's thrilled to have the feds and to be getting this kind of help in cleaning up his town.
Respect.
Look, I'm an elected police chief. I work for 70,000 people. I know my marching orders. I know what they expect of us. We're very pleased with the operation. We've heard some of the results from yesterday and things that they've done, and I know our community is already stronger because of it.
Guys, it's so different when we hear someone that's not coming from like a sanctuary city, specifically speaking about, specifically getting people who are in the country illegal out of the country. It's interesting. Like it's like a drastic difference here, guys, almost. It's like, hey, listen, this guy here, super American, respect, right? The rule of law, etc. If you are here in this country undocumented, it's time for you to legitimately go, right? Rather than the other places that are just like, hey, listen, if something happens, we're not even going to send the police to come assist you guys, right? Like, we don't want you here. These type of things. It's such an interesting like shift that we're encountering here.
Kenner and most police departments in the state work with the feds when it comes to immigration enforcement, but that is not the case in New Orleans, where city leaders are under fire from activists for still not doing more to fight back against Operation Catahoula Crunch.
Okay.
Here's the city's mayor-elect.
Let's hear it.
There is this outside effort occurring to try to divide us, to try to separate us. And what I ask the people of New Orleans is that do not let this divide us.
It will, though.
Let us come together instead.
Okay, guys, hold on. I'm going to be honest here. I saw the D next to her name, and I was almost like, this is about to be Brandon Johnson all over again, guys. I'm telling you. But apparently it's not. It's interesting that we're encountering a moderate centrist, let's say, Democrat here in the context of, hey, listen, guys, those people outside of New Orleans and Louisiana specifically, they're not us, all right? We have different ideologies, etc. But I get it. There are people that most likely moved down to that region specifically, and they are coming from these hotbed areas, and they're just like, how dare my Democrat, mayor say anything, right, in support potentially of the federal government. That's interesting. I'm also surprised, trust me. But let's continue.
This operation has the ambitious goal of 5,000 arrests. As you mentioned, so far, DHS says they've made dozens of arrests, including multiple criminal illegal aliens.
Okay.
Back to y'all.
Wow, thanks so much, Garrett. So, it
Those
helps
are the
to have a
important
Republican
ones,
governor,
guys.
but you don't have a Republican mayor, but she does seem reasonable. But the problem is the protests and the hounding of the ICE agents make it extremely tough to do the job.
Well, it's going to be happening more because you probably saw the video yesterday of Zoran Mamdani, who's going to be the next mayor, who is not a Republican. He's a socialist here in New York. And he released this video on X offering advice to illegal immigrants on how to evade ICE. Listen.
Wow. Evade
All
federal law.
If you know your rights.
ICE is legally allowed to lie to you, but you have the right to remain silent.
If you're being detained, you may always ask, am I free to go? Repeatedly until they answer you.
You are legally allowed to film ICE as long as you do not interfere with an arrest.
New Yorkers have a constitutional right to protest. And when I'm mayor, we will protect that right.
Okay, guys, I hear you. I mean, he said nothing that I didn't expect. I mean, I'm not even sure that I needed to even hear that. I could pretty much expected that that's going to be his overall standpoint. He is going to maintain sanctuary city status for the most part here. He has no interest at all, with going against federal law, federal doctrine, specifically that's being handed down by the president. But yet I'm sure he has no problem at all under any circumstances taking federal funds to fund whatever program that he wants to run. You get what I'm saying here, guys, right? I do think that there needs to be like a strict adherence here. If you're going to utilize federal funds, specifically all American tax dollars, it needs to be something that everyone kind of has interest in specifically, not just whatever you specifically are dictating is correct here.
Double and tripling down on sanctuary cities.
Yeah, he is.
I guess my problem is not
100%.
him offering advice to citizens. It's that
Your
you're
citizens,
not keeping
right.
your promise when you said that you want the criminals to leave. And that's what the message from Democrats, they got to shift their focus to cooperation with getting rid of the criminals out of the country. Okay, the other people that you feel like should have a pathway, maybe you can discuss that with the White House. But at the very least, there has to be a plan to say, okay, this person is raping people, they gotta go. This person is a murderer, this person is wanted, this person has a DUI, we're gonna turn those people over. I haven't heard any Democrat say, Mr. President, we're gonna help you turn those people over and get them out of the country.
Brian, he went on to say that
I've heard a couple, but they're not big Democrats.
can't enter your private spaces like your home, your school, or your private area like your workplace without a warrant signed by a judge. He said, if you're being detained, you can ask, am I free to go? You heard him say that. ICE can legally lie to you, he says. He said, you have the right to keep your door closed. Stand up and know your rights.
Right. For Mandami to do this is totally in your face to people that were worried that he was going to be working with Trump. I think that was to his community. But here's the nuance. The nuance is there's an election in Miami right now.
Right.
And for the first time in decades, it looks like a Democrat could win. And that is a very Hispanic community. And the whole redistricting in Texas was if the president continues to make gains with the Hispanic community. Some of them are misreading the aggressive tactics of ICE and taking it on the whole Hispanic community.
Yep.
And they feel as though they've been too broadly targeted. And that's why the president's numbers are coming down with Hispanics. That's why Tom Homan's got to get together with Kristi Noem and find out whose policy is going to work. Because they have an election, a midterm election. Things aren't going to go good for anybody's mission on the Republican side if they lose the Hispanic vote or nullify, negate some of the gains that they've worked so hard to make. So they got to figure out a policy that goes for the criminals, the people that are abusing their visa, and leaves the people that belong here.
Okay, guys, here, listen. Guys, when it comes down to the Hispanic community specifically, it's intriguing because, I think the overall sentiment is that they're being targeted directly, but the problem is that's not really the case here. It just so happens that there's a gigantic quantity, specifically of people below our southern border that just so happen to be culturally Hispanic. Let's just say this here. That have been breaking into our country. That's the reality of the scenario here, guys. Listen, people seem to kind of misunderstand my overall origin, guys. I'm Dominican, right? American, obviously, right? But my genome is Dominican, meaning Hispanic by default here, guys, right? People, so they're like, hey, you're piling on. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about, bro? I've been Afro Latino my whole life, bro. What do you mean by that exactly? Like, what do you mean by that, bro? But the thing is that, guys, that's what's going on here. Like a gigantic quantity of people who natively speak Spanish have been coming into the country. They just so happen to, be part of the Hispanic community, right? Culturally, and that's what's happening here. It is what it is, guys. Right? It is what it is here. Are we supposed to ignore people because what? Why are we ignoring people? Do they have a deportation order? If they do, then it's time to go. Like, there's not really much of an argument here, bro. You broke into this country, you lied under the guise of asylum. You got found out, guys, as 80 to 90% of them do. Because understand how high the rate of lying is, right? And you're being declined. You lied to come into the country. What makes you think that you're like it's going to be okay for you to stay within the United States of America? What makes you think that? Right? Doesn't make any sense here. Right? And so when I start hearing like all these mayors and governors specifically standing up for the concept of illegality, I look at them weird, bro. I'm sorry. I don't like that, guys, right? Like, would you allow people to do illegal things to you, specifically you personally? No, right? So why are you allowing them to do it to the country, bro? Because their country fell, right? That's it. Guys, come on. But all right, listen, you guys will have an absolutely amazing day. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. In the meantime, catch you guys later. Guys, do you want to watch movies with me? I never actually thought to like promote it over here, guys. But if you guys do want to watch it, guys, we have hundreds of movies. And I mean hundreds of movies that we've reacted to. You guys can come watch them with me if you want to, along with many TV shows. Currently, we're working on the show Dexter, along with Vikings. And we have a lot of series that are already completed. But if you guys do want to watch it with me, the link is in the description. Everything's available at the second tier. But of course, if that's not your thing, guys, don't worry, right? Listen, like and subscribe.